Hi, welcome back to Tiny Classrooms Live.
Hi, the doctor here, Don Zulu in Taos, New Mexico.
And I'm Artie Nathan, the HR guy here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
I'm Fadil Chitaku, Professor of Leadership and Emotional Intelligence from the Academy of Leadership Sciences, Switzerland, Zurich. Hello.
And our topic today is how to use emotional intelligence to connect with your employees. Now, this is a topic the three of us and others have talked about quite a bit in this series. But I'm not sure yet that people really understand what it is, why you use it, and what practices, simple practices that managers can use to make it effective. So, Fadil, this is one of your prime topics, and I wonder, what is emotional intelligence again?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Arte. You are very right. Unfortunately, many people talk about emotional intelligence and probably they don't know what is behind it. So if we simplify that, and this is actually our duty, to simplify that everybody understands, it is getting to know yourself, getting to know your emotions, and getting to know how the others can react in different kind of situations. So if we go and see the structure of the brain, biology of the brain, most of our brain actually has to do with emotions. That's why it's very important for leaders to get to know their own brain and get to know their own emotional intelligence.
It's that simple. Well, okay, so Don, why should managers use it?
If I'm still laughing, it's that simple. And in the end, it is if you understand it. And so ask your question again, Artie. I'm busy. I was busy laughing.
Why should managers use emotional intelligence?
Well, if a manager's job is to be effective, that simply implies that their real job is to make sure that and to assure that the folks that work for them are maximally effective, get their job done, hit their objectives, and so on. And emotional intelligence is part of the toolkit for relating positively in a motivational way, in an empathetic way, et cetera, to those people that a manager is managing. So it's really the toolkit that actually is used at work, but it's also used best at home and in your friendships and in life as well.
Well, it's still a pretty esoteric topic for most people, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And if you don't really understand how to use it, specifically, I just think that managers today are struggling with, well, I'm empathetic. Isn't that enough? I mean, I care about people. Isn't that enough? But what are the ways in the workplace, the simple things that managers do normally that support the use of emotional intelligence? What's one? Fidel?
Yes. Well, making one safe environment in their own corporate where they work, actually, open door policy. That means if the employees, they can come anytime actually and ask me if they don't understand something, if they are not sure, and especially making one safe environment, as I said, because our brain, it's not able to function properly if we are under threat, if we are if you have anxiety, if you are afraid of something that we don't know. So the question is how the leader can make one safety environment actually, and that has to do with emotions enough. So make sure that you make one safe environment in your corporate.
What's another, Don?
Well, as in all things that are about leadership and effective management, modeling behavior is really part of the essence of emotional intelligence, right? If you want your staff to be more open and you want to build trust with them, then you need to be a model for the behavior that they're seeking. So we start by being honest and transparent about our own traits, the things we like, the things we dislike, the best ways to approach us, right? And at the essence of that is building trust and sharing. So leaders, who are able to fully engage, all types of people that work for them. It's not one sort of person that works for you. It's all sorts of different kinds of personalities and different kinds of people. And an emotionally intelligent leader is adept at interfacing and working with and establishing rapport and trust with all of those people, right? So, take a little bit from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Seek first to understand and then to be understood is really a genetic core of emotional intelligence. Be a good listener, understand first, and then put your point across.
So as I listen to the two of you, and I'm a lay person in this really, compared to you two professors, is it as simple as following up, getting back to people, keeping your promises, being a good communicator, catching people doing things right? Is that all part of this?
Fadil?
Yeah, it is a part of it, absolutely. And unfortunately, in many cultures, we just got used, to criticize when things don't go well enough. So bring those positive things, it encourages, actually, it opens the mind of the person to have a courage and to try something new and to become more innovative. We should rather change, this paradigm, we can say, from criticizing to change what is going well, actually, and really emphasize a bit more, say, hey, you have done a great job, so as a human beings, no matter how old we are, how much experience we have, we are always, actually, we need this recognition. And by doing that, so you open the synapses, you open, the neurons, that connection of those neurons, let's say, and people can become more creative, they can perform better, and your company will get better results.
That's right. That's right. Just following up on that, Artie, you and I talk about catching people doing it right all the time. It takes no talent whatsoever, no skill, no insight, no maturity to catch people doing it wrong. Anybody can catch somebody doing it wrong. And that sort of creates an oppositional force in your workforce. So catching people doing it right actually triggers complimenting people, acknowledging people, actually triggers positive emotions, but also positive biology in the brain, which supports learning and memory and so on. So without knowing it, you're actually neurochemists by catching people doing it right.
That's very good, Don. You just mentioned in those situations, just to simplify that, actually, more of those neurotransmitters will be actually produced, such as a dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, and that will actually make those people in converted coma be something dependent to do good things. And what is better, that being positive, let's say, dependent in doing things, so that means it reinforces me to do again and again, because it gives me one reinforcement.
That's right.
That you have to really do it more, consider how you can recognize the work. And if you check, you will find a lot of cases, that your employees did a lot of jobs. They do maybe 100 a day or even more, and give it feedback straight away after you have seen, for example.
Yeah.
So I think the bottom line here is keep a record of what you do as a manager. If you catch people doing things right, make a note of it. If you have to catch them doing things wrong, make a note of that. And make sure you're a positive manager. Make sure you create, as Fadil says, a safe environment for people to be themselves, to be creative, to be effective. And if we do that as managers, then our organizations will flourish, and we'll have the kinds of culture that we all hope to bring to our companies. Well, this is, again, a very important topic, and I really appreciate having the chance to talk to these two smart guys about this for all of us. So thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you back here again.
Thank you very much, and see you soon.
Thank you, and all the best from Switzerland. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.